Fellow Nigerians, the campaign period gives every citizen an opportunity to join the conversation. I urge Nigerians to examine each candidate's record and proposal, ask tough questions, and demand evidence behind every promise. We should debate ideas without hatred, compete without violence, and disagree without weakening the bonds that unite us. When Nigerians make their choice, that choice must be respected. Democracy does not end on election day. Citizens must continue to demand transparency, accountability, and resolve from those entrusted with the mandate to govern. Nigeria's challenges are real, but so are the opportunities. We have the people, the resources, enterprise, creativity to build a safer, more productive country. Our task is to turn these possibilities into results. We have the credentials, the experience, and record to collaborate with Nigerians on this transformative journey. Our journey will be harder if we do not unite as one people and as one nation. A united Nigeria, guided by shared purpose and commitment to fairness, justice, and equity, will make transformation easier, strengthen our institutions, and help us to hold our leaders accountable. The 2027 election must be guided by competence, capacity, compassion, character, and commitment. Our campaign will focus on urgent concerns of Nigerians and not on ethnicity or religion. Nigerians must reject and disregard any campaign driven by propaganda, ethnicity, religion, anachronism. As my team and I travel across, we will listen to Nigerians, understand their needs and concerns, and assure them that we have the competence, character, compassion to lead and reset Nigeria for benefits of all. Nigeria deserves leaders who will engage them, listen to their concerns, present clear solutions to unite the country, defeat insecurity, pull people out of poverty, drastically reduce hunger and number of out-of-school children, improve education, healthcare, and build growth that serves everyone, especially the most vulnerable. Every candidate must be willing to present their credentials, defend their records, and subject their vision to open scrutiny. No candidate should hide behind the high walls of power, send proxies, or surrogates to do the hostings, and expect Nigerians to entrust them with leadership of their country. Every candidate must seek the presidency must have the courage to come before the people, answer their questions, defend their records, and subject their vision to public scrutiny. True leadership requires presence and empathy. No one can lead from the front without standing with the communities across Nigeria devastated by banditry, criminality, terrorism, or flooding. You cannot truly lead a people you are unwilling to visit, listen to, and understand. Today, I make a clear commitment that I and Senator Rabi Kwankwaso will take our message directly to Nigerians. We will listen to them, understand their concerns, and engage them openly. We will not delegate this duty to process. We will answer the questions, defend our record and character, and present our plan to rebuild Nigeria. Any presidential candidate that lacks the resolve to travel across the country, meet the people, and respond to their questions lacks the capacity to govern it. I commit to commencing the journey of resetting Nigeria by uniting it, securing it on the path of economic and inclusive growth, and moving our country from consumption to production, A new Nigeria is possible. God Almighty bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Let me quickly show you exactly how Vote Watch will stop any potential rigging opportunities in 2027 very quickly. Now, if you are a voter at the polling unit, at your polling unit, after you vote and the ballot papers have been counted and sorted and the results have been entered in the form EC8A at your polling unit, once all of that has been done, as the INEC officials are using the BVAS to take a picture of the result and upload to INEC's iRev, you as the voter from your polling unit with your phone, with the Vote Watch app available to you, already opened, like we are looking at it now, all you need to do, and this is a demonstration, is go to the app, click on this button up here, this menu will open. That is after you have signed in. Then click on result entry. From the result entry page, you see that you select your polling unit, select your particular polling unit, select your state. First of all, select your state, then select your local government. Then the next step will be to select your ward, and then the next step will be to select your polling unit name. Look through it and select your polling unit. Once your polling unit is entered, then all the other information, normal election, no wahala. If there's any wahala, you put it there. If election was cancelled, you put it there. If there was no election, you put it there. But for normal election, you now have to go and enter the number of accredited voters. If the number of accredited voters is 400, you enter it in that space. Then what about rejected votes? Let's say 50 votes were rejected. So effectively, you need 350 votes. Now you enter the votes for each political party. Then that will come for Accord Party. Let's say it is 0. Then let's assume that all the votes were for the major parties. So maybe ADC will get 20 votes. For example, this is just example. Then APC got 30 votes. That's 50. So we scroll down. You see NDC. So maybe NDC got 300 votes from your polling unit. Once you do that, it will tell you, oh, high rejected voter percentage, 12.5. So it's already showing you potentials for error. So let's come back to our figure and see what is happening. All right. So we have 400 accredited voters, 50 rejected votes. And then you now have... So this is an opportunity to also take a picture of the votes in your polling unit, the form EC80. Take a picture of it. Right? If it's available on your phone, it will show. You can select it, or you can just use your phone camera to select it. The reason why it's showing like this is because I am doing it on my computer. I will do a screenshot to show how it is. On the screen, on your phone, it will just open the camera app and you can use it to take the picture immediately, and it will be uploaded to iRev. Once you finish all of those, you just click submit. Once you submit, the result is uploaded from your polling unit. How easy was that? Then you can come to dashboard and then you will see the results that you uploaded. It would have updated in all of these places like this. What do you think? Simple or difficult? Every voter from every polling unit has the lawful backing of the Electoral Act and the even INEC's guideline and the Constitution to do this at their polling unit. Guess what? Before you start following the ballot box to the World Collation Center, if you have done this and uploaded the results from your polling unit, guess what happens? VoteWatch will automatically collate the results from all other polling units and make it available. So before you start even say to pursue the ballot box like the Kwankwasians used to do, like the Oshun voters did, you saw where they entered their bikes and they were using their bikes, their keke, their motorcycle to follow the bus that was carrying the results to the collation center. You saw it. Before you do all of that, before you leave the polling unit, make sure you have entered the results into the VoteWatch app or the VoteWatch site. Once you have done that, before you reach the World Collation Center, guess what? The result is already there. The political party collation center agent that is at the collation center has already seen the correct result from the polling unit. At that point, INEC, knowing that the original result is already public, will not be able to do mago anymore. And if anybody do anyhow, the empirical data, the evidence is there from EC8A, polling unit by polling unit. I say, with this now, how can INEC allow itself to be rigged, or allow itself to be used to rig, or even made to rig? How? 2027, we are going to follow them bumper to bumper with solutions like this. The question now is, have you signed up on the VoteWatch platform? Have you signed up? Sign up is free and it is very easy. Just open your browser app. For now, eventually we'll put it in the Play Store. But now, just go to your browser app, whether it is Chrome, whether it is Safari, whether it is on iPhone or whether it's on Android. Just open your browser app. Type votewatch.site on the URL space. It will take you to this site, and once you are there, just click sign up, enter your details, and shikena, together we can now make sure that nobody can rig. Very safe. You don't have to worry about the being attacked. Very, very safe. Nobody will even know what you're doing, right? Very safe. You don't need money to do it. You don't need to spend your money because you are going to your own polling unit. You don't need to leave your polling unit. This is why this VoteWatch solution is very, very effective and yet dangerous to those who plan to rig the election, because it cannot rely on weaponized poverty. It cannot. However, VoteWatch will not stop voter apathy. It will not cure voter apathy. So we still need to go out there and mobilize so that people will come out to come and vote. One of the takeaways from the Osun elections, do you know what it is? Why it was impossible for the APC to take advantage of their federal might in Osun. Do you know what it is? Apart from the fact that VoteWatch and similar solutions were available, the fact is there that people turned out in their numbers. When people turn out to come out and vote, guess what? It becomes impossible for those who plan to rig. So VoteWatch will make sure that the votes count from the polling unit, that nobody manipulates it from the IREV end before it is made to be public. VoteWatch will do that. But you and I still need to, after signing up for VoteWatch, still need to help to mobilize people to come out and vote on election day. There's another thing on VoteWatch that will also help. You see, on here you have complaints. On that complaints page, any voter that goes to their polling unit and does not find their name on that polling unit, meanwhile, that is where they used to vote, that voter can enter their details, that complaint there. What went wrong? You tell them, oh, failure to complete registration, failure to complete INEC capture, failure to collect PVC, polling unit changed without my request. You just enter it there. You choose your state, you choose your local government, you choose your ward, you choose your polling unit, and then you enter your name and every other details, and then you click submit. Once you do that, we will then have a database of all voters that might have been disenfranchised on polling on election day. Because trust me, they are going to do that. You saw that Lere gate. What happened with Lere? That's Wike's aide posting Emeka Ike's polling unit information. That information, that event, it's possible that it will be used to disenfranchise voters on election day. So within VoteWatch itself, you have this that will help to track it. If at the end of the day we now find out that there are 2 million, 3 million, 5 million voters that have been disenfranchised across all the wards, all the local government, all the states in Nigeria, all the polling units, guess what? We can now use that to say, INEC, this is substantial. And of course, that can be grounds for the election to be rerun if it doesn't turn out well the first time. So we have to, it's everywhere that we're counting on. And the beautiful thing about it is that you see this app, the map, once you click on it, it shows you what is going on that state. Once you click on it, it shows you what is going on that state. We will engage in more training and awareness creation. So if you want to join us to do that, please kindly join us. But 2027, rest assured, nobody can rig. We're on our way to Aso Rock. We're taking back this country.